ElectraCast.
Welcome to the Congressional Record Daily Digest, where we bring you all the previous day's U.S. legislative proceedings in 4 minutes or less. In today's episode, we bring you the Congressional Record for May 26, 2026.
On Tuesday, May 26, 2026, Congress conducted limited business, with most activities centered in the House. The Senate met briefly in a pro forma session, convening just after 8 a.m. and adjourning within seconds. No bills were debated or voted on, and no committee meetings were held. The only decision reflected in the record was procedural. The Senate set its next meeting for 3:30 p.m. on Thursday, May 28th, again in pro forma session. With no legislative actions taken, there were no direct policy impacts on the public from Senate activity that day. The House of Representatives also moved quickly, meeting at 10 a.m. and adjourning at 11:03 a.m., with no recorded votes, no yea and nay votes, and no quorum calls. Even so, the House did take several formal actions. Members introduced 22 public bills, H.R. 923 through H.R. 9044, and one resolution, H.Res. 1324, beginning the legislative process for those measures. The House also advanced oversight-related work on federal student aid integrity by filing reports on 2 bills tied to FAFSA identity fraud. First, H.R. 7891 would require the Department of Education to prioritize program reviews of colleges that disperse Title IV federal aid without verifying a student's identity when a FAFSA presents a reasonable suspicion of identity fraud. Second, H.R. 7892 would require the Department of Education to use an identity fraud detection system to review each FAFSA for signs of reasonable suspicion of identity fraud. These steps, committee reports rather than final passage, signal movement toward tighter controls that could affect students applying for aid, colleges handling Title IV funds, and the Department of Education's compliance and review workload, with the broader goal of protecting federal aid dollars. In addition to legislative processing, the House handled internal and administrative matters. The Speaker appointed Representative Moore of West Virginia to serve as Speaker pro tempore for the day, and the Chair announced the Speaker's appointment of Bruce Greenstein of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to a 4-year term on the National Committee on Vital and Health Statistics, affecting the membership of a key health data advisory body. No hearings were held in either chamber. No joint meetings took place, and no committee hearings were scheduled for Thursday, May 28th. Those were the key activities of May 26th, 2026 in the U.S. Congress.
Subscribe to receive daily or rate and review so others can find us as well. Thanks for tuning in to the Congressional Record Daily Digest. This has been an ElectraCast media production. Executive producers are Mark Netter and Peter Rafelson. Produced and edited by Nick Mrla.
ElectraCast.